I just had a thought when I was waking up. It's in the middle of the night. You have a lot of people out here being sexually irresponsible. And they're bringing about offspring and people, beings. They're bringing them out of the void, the darkness, when they shouldn't even be here. When I say darkness, I don't mean like this scary, hellish pit. I'm talking about, everything comes from darkness. Everything comes from the void before they're brought about to the light, before they're brought about before the sun on this earth. When you don't reproduce with purpose as a human, and when you don't reproduce with purpose as a human, you have no business bringing about these beings from the void. You're literally pulling people who shouldn't be here out of the darkness that they should have been left in. You're bringing about souls that have no business being here at all. And you're pulling them into this world when they really don't want to be here, and when they, in any optimal position, in any optimal situation, they would have never been here. And a lot of these beings are existing in suboptimal positions and situations. And when I talk about a void or darkness, everything comes from that. You look out at the night sky, what do you think that is? And I'm not even saying all that negative space is empty. It could be filled with something that we can't quite comprehend, but that we all exist within that vast darkness. Light and matter and electromagnetism and whatever else exists in this huge void of darkness. When you're in your mother's womb, it's dark. Before you came into existence, when you had no perceivable or obvious consciousness, what was it? Just complete darkness, void. And when you die, you go back to that. So when I say darkness, it's not necessarily negative. And actually, if you think about it, the yin and the yang, the feminine part is the dark part. It has a negative charge. And when I say negative, it doesn't always mean bad. It just has a negative charge. If you think about the vagina, and I'm talking about the feminine right now, so I'm bringing about all these feminine related terms. When you think about the vagina, what does it do? It's recessed, and it's a I wouldn't say a void, but it has a voidal type space. It goes inward. Something has to be inserted into it. Kind of like a hole. You put things in a hole. When you bury something, you place it into a hole. And the positive, the masculine, the light, the penis goes inside of something. So the if you look at the yin yang sign, the masculine is the white part, the light. And if you look at that sign, you see that those two parts are balancing each other. So there has to be some sort of balance between the masculine and the feminine. Will it ever always be completely balanced? No. But there it is. So darkness is not a particularly bad thing. Everything exists within this vast expanse of darkness. Whether there's something filling that darkness or not, and I'm talking about the dark space itself, whatever matter that we can't see, like subatomic particles that we can't quite see, that are opposite of matter. How can something be the opposite of matter? But if it is the opposite of matter, as above so below, everything has its opposites. Wouldn't it matter if it's nothing filling space besides the actual matter itself that's filling the space? Wouldn't that mean it's something? But it's just a different kind of something. It's the opposite of something, but that makes it something, right? It's confusing, but yeah, everything exists within all this darkness, and that's what we go back to. That's where we come from. And you have a lot of people pulling people out, or beings out of this void in not so great situations, and they shouldn't even be here. You have people who absolutely have no means of taking care of these children, and they don't want to, and you can see by how they treat them. You can see that by how they treat them. You bring them about in messed up situations when they should have never been here. They would have been left. It would have been better if you left them in that void,